Hey everyone, welcome back to the Right Technologies. This is the bot series on Microsoft 365 Agents SDK, and today we are going to deploy our Agents bot to Azure App Service. So let's get started. From our past couple of videos, we have been developing or experimenting or exploring few of the templates provided by Microsoft 365 Agents, and today let's see how we can deploy those templates or deploy those solutions on the Azure platform, specifically on the Azure App Service, and connect it to Azure Bot Service. So let's see. And by the way, if you love exploring new tools and technologies, good news for you, Visual Studio 2026 is here. That is a insider program. So this is the look and feel of latest Visual Studio 2026. I feel like it is way faster compared to the previous version, that is 2022, and it contains that fluent UI as well. As you can see, the user interface has been improved a lot with great icons. Slightly, the font size has been reduced, but it's absolutely fine. But look and feel, I really like it, and I have installed it. So yeah, let's see. Create a new project. I'll choose the template Microsoft 365 Agents. And today we are going to deploy the weather agent bot. The reason being it has all the things that we need um, for it to work on multiple platforms, either Microsoft Teams or even Go Microsoft 365 or even on a web chat. Okay, let's see. I'll name this as weather chatbot, and let's choose the template weather agent, and I'll go with framework .NET 9. Here, let's choose Azure OpenAI that we always choose. I'll go to Azure and just get the settings. Copy the key, copy the endpoint. By the way, if you don't know much about Agents SDK, right, you can watch our previous few videos and just get familiarized with the framework, and then you can come back here and explore it. Okay, so I'm gonna deploy GPT-5 chat if it is available in this region. No, it's not available in my current region where this resource is present. So let's use GPT 4.1. See, I really like the border around the windows and tabs. That same border is present across your Visual Studio. Wherever you're focusing on, that violet color border will come here. Let's suppose currently it's focused on the editor. So there you have the border. If I focus here in the Solution Explorer, you can see. Even on the output window, there you have the border. I really like it. And there are various new features that they have added. Well, we'll not talk about it, but if you want to explore, yeah, please go ahead. And here you can see the cool new icons that they have added. I really like it. This is the power of Fluent UI. Okay, perfect. Now let's run it as is without doing anything. So by default, it is connected to Microsoft 365 Agents Playground. I'll say hi. Perfect. It is giving me a forecast. It's just random values. It's not actually calling the API, just a dummy value. Okay. So our agent is working fine. We have tested as well. Now let's deploy it. So there are a couple of ways to deploy it. You can utilize the Teams toolkit capabilities to provision the resource in an automated way, or you can do it manually, like we did it for Bot Framework SDK. Even Bot Framework SDK has templates, but we never used it. But in this scenario, we're going to use those templates to completely automate it. And also, we'll see both the ways. Deployment using infrastructure scripts, that is the bicep files, which is already present in the solution. We'll utilize that to deploy it. Secondly, we'll deploy it manually, only the weather chatbot project. First, let's see the automated way. I would like to make a note here. If you deploy using an automated way, using the scripts, that is using the deployment scripts, please note you might get charged because by default they create a basic app service which is under paid plan. If you are just developing it for testing and demo purpose and you don't want to get paid, I suggest you either you update the script here to choose a free plan of app service, or after you create the app service using this deployment scripts, then go back to Azure and make sure you update that app service to a free plan. Okay, so let's first explore it. You just have to right click on the Microsoft 365 agent project, Agents Toolkit, and here you can see a lot of options coming up here. Okay, first thing, we are going to provision in the cloud. What this will do, this will create the resources in my Azure portal and it will connect them up all together. For example, it will create Azure Bot Service, Azure App Service, even a managed identity it will create. It will connect all three of them together. Okay. For example, it would add an endpoint URL in the Azure Bot Service and connect it using managed identity and everything it will do, all the configuration it will do. Even it will add your environment variables as well in the app service. So this is the easiest and best way, but it will get cost associated with it. You might have to update that app service plan after you provision in the cloud. Okay. Now, for this option to come, you have to choose your Microsoft 365 account, which has a valid Azure subscription. Okay. And next, provision in the cloud. I'll also open the cloud resource just to see how well it is creating a resource group. So this provisioning, loading subscription, and it takes time. The first time when you're coming, it takes time. This is the first way and easiest way, and I still haven't figured out how I can create multiple environments. Well, in the previous version of Teams Toolkit, we had an option of creating environments or adding environments, and you can provision resources specific to your environment. In this case, it has only two environments. One is local and one is dev environment. Dev environment is nothing but where you can deploy it on the cloud resources. Local, it doesn't deploy resources. It just stays on your local machine. The only thing it creates is an app registration in the Entra ID. Perfect. We have a subscription. Let's choose one. Let's create a new resource group. You can choose an existing one or you can create one. Let's, if you want change the name, I'll keep it as is. Region, let's choose it. Central India, where it is. Central, there it is. Okay, I'll go with Central India provision. You can also check the status in the output window, or here you can see the progress bar. I think there's nothing here in the output window, but yeah, here you can see the progress bar. Well, it has haven't started yet. It will ask you one more confirmation that cost will be associated with provisioning of these resources, whether you want to continue or not. So after this loading is complete, it will ask me a pop-up to confirm my choice. Perfect. Here is the warning that they have given, and costs may apply based on usage. Do you want to provision resources in dev environment using listed accounts? So let's continue. Now it is going to start the actual provisioning. And by the way, let me show you the environment here. Currently, it has two environments, the local one and the dev one. So dev is specifically used for the cloud purpose. In the previous version, we had an option of adding environment. I'm not sure where that went, or I'm not able to find it. Perfect. The resources has been provisioned. You can either click on this view provision resource. Let's click on that. And there it is. We have a new resource group created, and inside that we have a Azure bot service, we have a managed identity, app service plan, and app service. Okay. And by the way, we were looking at this script, right? The bicep file. So here I think somewhere it will be basic plan, compute resources for your web app and web app SKU. I think by default it creates under basic plan only. And also here's a place where it adds all your environment variables. Here you can see. And also it is configured for the always on functionality for the app service. Okay. All right. So let's see the resources. Please note we have only provisioned the resources. We haven't deployed our apps bot application yet on the app service. Let's first open the bot service configuration, and here you can see it's already configured with messaging endpoint, and it is configured with user assigned managed identity, so you don't have to worry about app password. Okay, next let's go to the app service, and here you can see it's on the basic plan B1 Windows, which is costly. It costs around $50 to $60 per month. So what you can do, just go to app service plan, click on the plan name, scale up, see here. Currently it's 5,000 rupees. I think it's around 49 or $45, I guess. $45 to $50 per month. Okay. I'm gonna switch it to free plan. Well, it is gonna fail it because always on feature is on. Okay, here you can see, which is not allowed in the target compute mode because it uses always on feature. First, we need to disable that feature and then come back here. So I'm gonna go to configuration in the web app, and always on, just turn it off, because this is just for testing purpose. We have created this resource, we don't want to incur any charges. Okay, so coming back to the plan, scale up. Now we can just downgrade to free plan. Always on functionality is nothing but your resource or app service will not go into idle state. like after some time. So it as soon as the user types their message in the chat window, your bot will immediately respond it. If you are on free plan, then it might take around anywhere between 30 seconds to 1 minute to warm up your app service, and then it replies to you. Okay, so since this is free plan, it's absolutely fine. This is only for the first start because it went into cold, so it's a cold start, you can say. Okay, so now our app service is now pointing to the free plan. Now I would like to also show the configuration that it has added, that is environment variables. Here you can see it has added all my environment variables: API key, deployment name, connections, bot service, client ID, tenant ID. Basically whatever you see here is right, everything is here under app settings. Here you can see token connections, bot service connection, all of them are here. Okay, and which are not configured, basically once you deploy this application, even app settings will get deployed along with it. So most of the settings will be taken from the environment variables, and some of the settings which are not here, for example this one, right, agent application, they'll be taken up from the app settings itself, because even this will get deployed along with the project. All right, so now it's time for us to deploy the application. Right click on Microsoft 365 agent and deploy to cloud and deploy to dev environment. Yes. So it is using that zip pack, is zipping the project and then uploading to app service. Okay. Well, of course, you can configure the CI/CD pipeline as well if you want. Okay. It says deploy to Azure App Service. Perfect. Well, doesn't have any indication. That is absolutely fine. I'm gonna click on this browse functionality just in case, because in previous versions of Azure Bot, right, we had a nice web page where it shows us that your bot is running in the previous bot framework version, but now here we don't have such pages. So this is, I think, fine. To verify it, we'll open our bot service, go to test in web chat, and here it should respond me welcome message. Perfect, here it is. Hello and welcome, I'm here to help with your weather forecast needs. Hi. Oh wow. Well, it doesn't support swimming, so that's why we have this kind of response. um Let me know Mumbai. Well, it should send me a adaptive card as well. These are all just those reasoning or queue information. Okay. Perfect. It sends me an adaptive card. Our bot works perfectly fine. Now, um, let's see this on Microsoft Teams. Well, Microsoft Teams is already configured. We'll go to preview in Teams. Okay, so we only have, oh, we have a dev package I did not know about. App package, build. Let me first verify if it is a local. Perfect, it's a dev package. Perfect. So we can just take this package, open our Teams and deploy it there. Okay. I've opened Microsoft Teams, go to manage your apps, and here we're gonna upload the package. I'll just see the path, copy the path, upload, customized app, add. This is a deployed version, please note. Okay, let's open it. Okay, it also has some of the prompts or quick prompts, you can say. And here you can see the same prompts here. It haven't sent me a welcome message. That is odd. Anyway, I'll just type hi. Okay, working for your response. Um, Pune. Uh, Tomorrow. Perfect. There we have connected to Microsoft Teams. It's quick, way easier. Okay. Now let's suppose we want to deploy this app service for your whole organization. That also we'll see it. Before that, you might be wondering how we can change the name of app as well as how we can upload the logos. You come back to your project, or I'll just come back here. Okay. So this is your manifest file, and if you just open this, right, this is the actual manifest file. Well, this is just for your representative, basically just for your understanding what exactly is there inside this zip folder. If I open the manifest right here, this is the place where you update that. You can update your short name, full name, description of your app, and also you can upload the logos here, two of your logos, so that it will be pointed to here. I'll just change it to 125. Yeah. So you change the name of your application, description, and what's the scope it is present in. Currently it is on Copilot and personal. You can also point it to your group chat as well as uh, Teams group. There is meeting chat as well as team group. That also you can add it here. Previously we had only three scopes. The new scope is Copilot now. Okay, and yeah, I think this is all actually. Okay, what else is here? Custom engine agents, D71. Yeah, this is our bot ID. Perfect. This is our bot ID and this is our Teams app ID. Okay, now let me tell you how you can publish it for the whole organization. Okay, quick thing. If you are a developer and if you have not have sufficient permission, you can do one thing. Come here, manage your app, upload your app. Here, upload an app to your organization catalog. If you're an admin, you can directly do it from here. If you're not an admin, you can submit an app to your organization so that admin can approve your request and then it will be available. These are one of the easiest way. Okay. If you are an admin, you'll get all your approval here. You can approve it from here itself. Okay. It's basically you just need to point it to your zip package. Yeah. Another way, you give it to your admin, the app package. They'll go to Teams Admin Center. And you might consider like, I don't want to make this bot available for the whole organization. Instead, I only want to make it available for some set of users or small department or groups. Okay, that is also possible using Teams Admin Center. So you come to Teams app, manage apps. Okay. So if let's suppose your developer has up, uploaded the app from here, submitted an app. You can also see that here, submitted custom apps. You'll see that one pending approval and you'll have to search that app from here and approve it. Okay. So if let's suppose you have shared your package to your admin, they can also upload it from here, upload new app. Okay, custom app. I'll choose the package. It's uploading, I guess. Yeah, it's uploading. Perfect. Now I'll just search for weather. There it is. This is my app, and it supports Copilot Studio. Basically, Microsoft Copilot, not Copilot Studio. Microsoft Copilot and Microsoft Teams. I'll just open it, and here you can see all the details. Let's suppose if somebody has uploaded the app, like your developer has uploaded the app, then it will be in a blocked state initially. So that block state, you can also approve it directly from here. Currently, it's unblocked because I have manually uploaded it. Now, you can also give access to a certain number of users. Currently, it is available for everyone. You can edit the availability, make it specifically available for specific users. Okay. And here you can choose the users or groups. Okay. And only the selected users will see in their app catalog, Teams app catalog, which is here, built for your organization. They will see those applications or bots available to those specific users only. Okay, this is one way. And I think we covered it all. Now the final thing is how we can deploy it manually. So first, let's create a new resource group. I'll come here, create a resource group. I'll name this as weather agent, and review and create. Go to the resource group, add web app. Perfect. I'll just turn it off for now. My code stack is .NET 9. This time I'll go with Linux because it is cheaper option. Let's choose Central India for now. I'll go with the app service plan, which is a free plan. Here like this. And rest all configuration will be default. I'll not change anything. Let's suppose if you are planning to integrate with Microsoft Graph APIs, right? Using the same Azure bot service app registration, then you can make your Azure bot service as single tenant resource and give the Graph API permission to that. That's also another way of doing stuff, because currently by default in an automated way, it has created an Azure bot with managed identity. So I'm not sure how we can provide API permission of the graph to that. If it is single tenant, well, of course, it registers in Entra ID, and there you can provide the permission or even enable the SSO as well. I think in SSO here also it's possible, but you need to create a separate app registration for that. Okay, let it create the app service. and I'm going to create Azure bot. For Microsoft Teams, it comes under free plan. That is, it's a standard channel, not a premium channel. So I can choose the free plan. And here is the one. Either you can choose single tenant or user assigned managed identity. Okay. Let's go with single tenant for now. I'll also show you how you can work with the single tenant resources. Because we have already seen managed identity in an automated way. Now we'll also see single tenant in a manual way. Perfect. Now, since our app service is ready, we can start deploying the resource. What I'm going to do, just right click here and click on publish on the app service project or on the API project. Choose Azure, choose Linux because we have selected Linux on the cloud. The best way is you can also create resources right from Visual Studio. Okay. Choose your subscription. Choose the one weather agent that we just created, the resource group, and here is the app service. Click next, and that's all. It will create a publishing profile. After it creates a publishing profile, this is the publishing profile that it has created. You just click on publish. That's all. This is as easy as that. And the best part about this way is you can also configure the CI/CD pipeline. You push it to GitHub or Azure DevOps, and then from your app service, you configure that CI/CD pipeline. I can show you quickly. Let's suppose you have deployed or you have uploaded your code to GitHub or Azure DevOps. You come here to Deployment Center under Web App, and here you can choose the source. There are a couple of sources that are supported. Most famous is GitHub and Azure repos. You can do that. And once you choose GitHub, it will ask you to log into your GitHub account and give permission to the Azure App Service that you need to do. And you can choose the organization, and you can choose the repository and what is the branch. Okay, currently I have not updated to GitHub, so I'll not be able to see it. But yeah, this is a process. We'll see it maybe in next few videos once we connect it to GitHub and configure the CI/CD pipeline. Okay, let's see whether the bot is deployed. It's still running. It says done, checking if your application will run successfully. Deploy is once succeeded. Oh, it's now okay. It's currently building actually. That logs were from the last deployment. Okay, it's building it. Now it's publishing. It also created a zip file. Perfect. Publish once succeeded. But it will not work as of now. We still have to configure our environment variables for the newly created app service. The reason being, it is either you can directly update the values here like bot ID, client ID, tenant ID, or you can upload it directly into environment variables in the web app. Let's do that. I'm going to take reference from here, my managed identity bot. So I'll just use this. I think I can just go to advanced edit, right? I can copy everything from here. And please note, the double underscore represents an object. Okay. For example, here, connections is your parent object. Connections is your parent object. Inside that child is bot service connection. And it also has a child settings, and it also has a child client ID. There it is. Okay. So you need to configure it using double underscore. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm gonna copy all of these, come back here, environment variable. Okay. And website run from package. This I don't want. This is custom. Token validation. Yeah, these all I need to update. And let me show you. Azure OpenAI, I don't want to change anything. Bot service client ID, I need to update based on my latest bot. So I'll go to my latest bot. First, let's go to resource groups. RG weather. This is my resource group. This is my bot service. Configuration. And here, this is my new bot ID. So I'm gonna replace it here. Running on Azure, let's remove it. That is also custom. Okay. Or is it custom or is it from application itself? Yeah, rest all values have already been defined except for these. Quick thing, tenant ID is same, it won't change. Now important thing is auth type. Auth type also has the value. Okay, I need to make it single tenant. But let me confirm what's the value it takes. Here you can see Microsoft Agents Authentication Model Auth types. Let's see what all values it takes. Is it having space in between? I need to confirm that. Auth type enums. Yeah, this is the one. It takes in okay, it takes in client secret. Single tenant is not the one. Okay, so I'm gonna change it here, client secret, and I need to provide that value, client secret. Client secret, and I'll make it like this. Just creating some dummy placeholder. Okay, it's just a dummy placeholder. I'm gonna redeploy it. Before redeploying it, I can just add this. It's part of client ID, right? So I'm gonna copy this setting, paste it here, make that as client secret. And here is the value that I need to provide. Let's get the value. You have your newly created Azure bot. Click on manage password. Well, it also creates a new default value, but during the provisioning time, it creates it. So let's create a new one because I don't have that value. Copy its value, not the secret ID. You just need this value because you copy it once, otherwise next time you come back, you won't be able to see it. So I'm gonna paste it here. That's my value. Perfect. This is perfectly configured. Now click on OK, apply the changes. It's still not going to work because my deployed version is still pointing to managed identity, I need to redeploy it. How I can do? Just right click on publish, and click on publish it again. That's all. Sometimes what happens due to lock on the Azure App Service, deployment fails the first time when you try. But if you click on try again, then it's gonna succeed. Another way, you stop your app service manually on the Azure portal, and then you come back here and deploy it. That's another way to release the lock. One important thing I would like to show you. Um, okay, I'm gonna go here, portal. If you have manually created your managed identity resource, right, like managed identity bot service, then there's one more setting you need to take care of. If you come back to app service, this is the previous deployment. You can go to identity, user sign, and here you can see. If you manually create it, let's suppose you created a Azure bot service manually with managed identity as the app type, it would also create a managed identity resource along with that. You need to come back to your web app, choose that managed identity resource from here. Otherwise, you'll not be able to authenticate with the Azure bot. Okay, I think the deployment got completed. And going back to overview, perfect. I think let's copy the endpoint URL, go back to the resource group, open the Azure bot service, configuration, paste the URL /API/messages and apply. Perfect. Let's check the channels. Manually, your Teams channel won't be configured automatically. But for now, we'll directly test in web chat because you already know. Okay, let me tell you how to configure Microsoft Teams channel. If at all it's not configured, you agree, apply changes. That's all. That is the only configuration you need to do. Very simple. Well, we'll not connect to Microsoft Teams because we already saw in managed identity resource, it's exactly same process. Now let's test in web chat. Hoping for the best. I'm assuming it should work. Perfect. Let's say hi. Okay. Mumbai. There it is. Okay. So we have successfully deployed our agent application with two ways. One is using automated scripts, basically using Microsoft 365 Teams toolkit. Right click, first provisioning. Provisioning happens only once. So let's suppose you made a change to your Azure bot, right? Sorry, you made a change to your agent application, you deploy it again. That's all. Okay, that's the only thing. Next, we also saw that how you can manually upload it or manually deploy it by creating resources manually and right clicking, click on publish and created a publishing profile and then deployed it. We also saw how you can configure the environment variables for that purpose. Here you can see. Okay. For single tenant, client ID is compulsory. Okay. These are some of the, okay, it's quick for testing, perfectly fine. In maybe in future videos, I'll also show you a very secured way of connecting to your configurations. Well, app service is not considered as effective or as secured compared to Key Vault. So we are going to use Key Vault plus app configuration resource. It's another resource in Azure that manages that. So we are going to work with those two resources to securely access all these properties from there, because we don't want to keep the environment variables here. Instead, we'll keep in Key Vault. Key Vault is a secured way of keeping the secrets or API keys, right? This is not a secured way. Anybody can just click on show values and they can see the secrets. But Key Vault, it's a more secured way. Okay, perfect. Well, that is all here in this video. Thanks everyone, and see you in the next one.